My name's Tony Moore. I'm actually General Manager of Plain English Campaign. I'm normally the first person somebody will actually speak to when they phone up or when they contact us. We campaign and we edit documents that are public information documents. We do not attempt to edit poetry and prose. We like people to use the full range of the English language. What we're here for and what we do is we edit documents into plain English that are intended for the public. They've got to have clear documents. The documents themselves have got to be easy to understand. They've got to be understood the first time they read it, or you are denying people access to information they need.
We've created a whole industry. Plain English now is everywhere. You go on the web, it's like this long, you know, where everybody's in it and everybody's doing it, which is absolutely fantastic. And not just in this country, but in a lot of countries as well.
We work on many different types of documents, from small leaflets for local health authorities. We even have individual schools send us the occasional leaflet on their school, up to multinational companies sending us documents. For instance, we've worked for Microsoft, we've worked for many of the large banks, building societies, we do terms and conditions.
The benefit of the campaign is to bring documentation to people which is transparent in its meaning and its effect. That brings with it honesty in dealing from both sides. And the Plain English campaign has stood the test of time in being that sort of rigorous manager of the presentation of language. They will very soon tell you that you have produced a pound of tripe, as they would put it.
The Plain English Campaign Awards were great, really, they were fantastic. Basically, organisations are nominated. You're sent things through. You sent examples of gobbledygook, for example, for the Golden Balls. You sent examples of people who say to you, "I sold us such and such for the Foot in Mouth this year." And also, organisations will nominate themselves, in some cases, in different organisations for the Plain English Awards as well.
This year's APA will focus on a review of our CYPP. All current forms of assessment will disappear in 2009 when the CAA Comprehensive Area Assessment will be introduced. Anybody who strives to make things more accessible and easier to understand has got my tick in the box. So it was a pleasure to come. Actually, it was really good fun today. I really enjoyed it.
Plain English isn't about jargon. A lot of people assume that we're totally against jargon, and we're not. Jargon's a very useful form of professional shorthand, providing that you're happy that the person that's going to be reading what you're writing will understand the jargon. Scientists have their own particular jargon that they use, and scientists, especially government scientists, are not good at communicating clearly with the public, and that can lead to all sorts of problems with things like the MMR vaccine, things like bird flu and foot and mouth, because people get confused because there isn't clear communications. So all these areas are areas where plain English can help.
If you're dosing your children with medicine that comes from the chemist shelf and it gives you the dose instructions, you can't read them. It's quite scary to feed them a teaspoon and might be overdosing them and making them worse. It's quite scary when you get antibiotics for children and they tell you to take them 3 times a day, and you've learnt that from the doctor, but when it comes to reading the label, it should have really said, take 1 every 8 hours. It's quite scary when the choice is between keeping warm and getting hypothermia. I've known people who've died because of that, because they've not sort of, been able to fill in forms. No, it is. Words can kill you if you're not careful.
We've worked in this country, Canada, USA, virtually every country that speaks English. We get emails from all around the world.
My name is Juna. I'm a South Korean television researcher and a reporter. There's a various way to explain things in life, but sometimes I think there are a lot of people, so-called professionals, are scared of keeping their space. So they think if they let older people understand the language, they feel as if they are losing their control.
그런데도 한국에서는 똑똑한 사람들이 자기만의 언어와 어려운 말들을 쓰면서 알아듣기 어렵게 지금 하고 있어요. 한국에 대해서 조언을 해주십시오. 충고를 해주십시오.
In spite of the fact that we all need plain English, in Korea there are still lots of people who insist on using non-plain language.
People have got to be brave. They've got to stand up and say enough is enough, I'm not putting up with it. I'm not going to come and buy your insurance because I don't understand. I'm not banking with your bank because I don't understand. I'm not going to reply on this forms for government because I don't understand. People have got to stand up and be brave enough to stand up, and people are brave enough to stand up. Worldwide, people and more people are standing up. They really are, and they're saying it is all right. It is not a privilege. We are demanding plain language. That's what they've got to do.
Wow.
Wow, I can see the passion.
Oh, yeah.
I can see the passion.
Small ideas can often become very beneficial in our lives, but not all ideas become worldwide campaigns. Plain English Campaign started their work over 31 years ago in the fight against jargon and gobbledygook. It was never intended to be a worldwide movement, but the years of communication technology have made it even more important for us to have clear communications. It is the right of every person to have information that they can understand and deal with in a single reading. And it is the responsibility of every person to make sure that they give a message in a way that is understandable and clear for the audience. If we do not give clear messages, then how can we expect a clear answer, or any answer at all? Clarity and honesty are the natural results of plain language. And it is more likely that we will trust in plain language if we can understand what the words are, rather than being impressed by somebody's vocabulary. Chrissie, the founder of Plain English Campaign, has often said that if one person has the confidence to stand up and say that they do not understand some message, then the work of the campaign will have been worthwhile. We applaud all those involved in organising and promoting the work of clear language. We thank you for making the work of Plain English Campaign worthwhile. An unexpected development of our work has been the use of new skills and the development of a whole new industry providing plain language editing and plain language training all over the world. We are honoured to be part of this National Korean Language Officers Conference, and we applaud the work of Mr. Hwang and his team in making this network possible. We wish you good luck in your fight for plain language, and we look forward to becoming friends.